I've talked a lot on here about the possibility of AI taking my software engineering job and software engineering jobs in general. But what I haven't been taking as seriously so far is the possibility of AI taking my job here on YouTube. So I wanted to figure out, can AI, specifically Claude Code, make viral videos for me? And not just any viral videos, not just dancing fruit AI slop viral videos, but kind of make my videos. Because maybe this is a little egotistical, but I do think that the kind of stuff I make should be pretty hard for an AI to replicate. And if you're new here, most of my short form content is satire and sketch comedy about tech. And something that's hard about that is you have to get the timing right to make sure it's actually funny. I also have an audience that's pretty sophisticated when it comes to AI, so I know that if it looks too AI-ish, people are gonna be able to tell and scroll away. But we're gonna give it a try anyway, because video models have improved a ton since the last time I've taken a deep look at this. I honestly feel like every time I look away for 5 minutes, there has been like 75 new video model updates. Now, some of you might already know that Anthropic, bless their heart, has actually never been in the image or video generation game, which is kind of crazy, but like respect. They stayed focused on coding and productivity. And so you might be wondering, how are we going to use Claude Code to generate these videos? So what I'm actually going to do is use Claude Code to orchestrate everything we're going to do today. And specifically, we're going to use an MCP server by Higgsfield to access video generation models. And I'll put a link in the description if you're interested in trying it out yourself. But before we do that, I want to show you the vision for what we're going to do. So I thought for a while about what is the best kind of video for AI to generate. And originally I thought it would be really fun to try to generate a sketch with other people. So I texted some creator friends and I created a sketch of all of us together, which is something we would not have been able to do otherwise. And honestly, the video quality is not bad. Like, I actually recognize all these faces, which is not always the case. It's definitely better than I can say for a lot of other video generation I've played with in the past. And by the way, in all these videos, I'm gonna be using the Dance 2.0 model, which is coming out of ByteDance, the TikTok parent company, because that's pretty much the top of the line video gen model right now. I'm sure that could change in the next month or the next few days, but at the time I'm recording this, that is the best option we have. And so the video generation is not bad, but you can absolutely tell this is AI. At least to me, it is pretty clear. And I think there probably would have been a way to work through this in prompting or to try to take video samples for each of the creators I was trying to put in here. So I realized we needed a different type of video that it could be a little bit more hidden that it was AI, but it could still be really funny. Because part of the goal is can we create an automatable workflow using Claude Code to replicate my type of content? Like, I'm not asking whether I can spend 12 hours making one video perfect, because I already do that. What I'm asking is, can AI replace my whole YouTube job? So what I ended up landing on is my Hopecore videos, which are a series of videos I made about a year ago that got really popular, and they created this whole trend for a lot of short form tech creators. I'll show you some examples. Stop accusing people of writing AI generated code. I can write terrible code all on my own. And the reason I thought this would be good is, first of all, it's just me, so that removes a lot of complication from it. But also, part of what makes these videos funny is that they have this like heavy filter on top of them, heavy music on top of them, a lot of B-roll. So I thought that would maybe hide some of the sins of AI video generation. So I'm gonna show you first how I did this in the Higgsfield website, because sue me, sometimes I do not want to be in the terminal. Okay? Sometimes I like a little user interface. If that makes me less of a developer, so be it. So this is the type of video I was able to generate, and I'm intentionally not adding any music or filter over it yet, because my goal here is to generate the equivalent to raw clips when I'm filming these kind of videos, and then add all the editing on top just to make sure it's consistent between all the different clips. Because Dance does have a 15-second limit on every clip you generate, which is really short, even in the context of short form video. And so the way that I generated this is I gave it 3 screen grabs of a video I had of myself. And if you want to do this yourself, you could probably use any 3 images, but I get the sense that screenshots of you talking might work a little bit better because it's what you actually look like talking, not posed. And then I passed in a clip of me speaking in roughly the same tone of voice that I wanted for the video. I did try just passing in the whole video as a reference, which is something you can do. I don't know why, but it did not work as well. I let Claude Code now hat faster med sagkøring. Why het skapen a verdig sagkode in its last in Oscar video? She is, for some reason, speaking in her own beautiful made-up native language. She does look like me, and some of the words are in English, but for some reason, passing in the audio separately mostly fixed this issue. So I just did audio and images instead of a whole video. And the technical reason for that discrepancy is Just kidding. I have no idea. This whole thing is like very much an art, not a science. But anyway, you get the gist of what I was trying to do here. So now that I've shown a proof of concept, let's go to Claude Code and see if we can actually automate this and generate an entire short video. So the first thing I wanted to do is create a skill to make this video. So right from the start, this can be a process that I can repeat. I asked it to use the assets that we've already talked about, which are the screen grabs of me talking and the audio of me talking. And then what I'm asking Claude to make decisions on is how to take a 20 to 30 second script that I give it and break it up into 5-ish second chunks so that I can stitch together one long video. And this is the skill it generated. So first it has to upload the media to Higgsfield, that's the images and the audio, and then it's gonna figure out how to split up the script appropriately, and then it's gonna generate everything in parallel, which is great because generating video can take a little bit of time. And then if you've noticed with the Hopecore videos before, there's a lot of the video that's just B-roll, and I could have asked Higgsfield to also generate the B-roll, but honestly there's a lot of B-roll available online, and we should be like a little bit conservative with our usage. So I asked Claude Code to download some B-roll off this website called Pexels, which is a free stock image and video website I've used in the past. And then it's gonna put all the footage in a folder together for me so I can just take a look. So I let that run, and this is what we got as some of the results. Now, I'm gonna put this into CapCut, which is what I normally use to edit videos. I know that there are some people that actually use Claude Code to also edit, but like I said, sometimes I just wanna be in a UI. And I think it also makes it a little bit easier for you guys to see what's actually happening. So I'm gonna drop all these clips in, and then I have a bunch of stuff here from the last time I made a Hopecore video. So I'm gonna use this same setup. This is just like the filter, the music, and I'm just gonna sort of drop the B-roll throughout. I did cheat a little bit because I chose some of the places where I didn't like the way the video looked as much to overlay the B-roll. And this is the final product. I used a script for this one that I've already used so we can more directly compare side by side.
Why is it impossible to center a div? Maybe it already is centered. What does it even mean to be centered? We all know it works on my machine, doesn't count. So maybe it's time to start thinking of others. Maybe it's centered on somebody else's browser. Who knows? Maybe they're using Safari. It's not like you're going to test on that. Centered div is like Schottiger's cat. There's no way to know what will happen until you load that page.
And I think that's pretty good. I mean, if you are looking super closely at it, yes, you can tell this is AI, but I think it is still getting the point across, and it's still pretty funny, and that's what matters. So now what I'm gonna try to do is actually post this on Instagram trial reels, which if you're not familiar, it's like a way you can post on Instagram reels without it going onto your page, because I don't know if I'm ready to commit to this video being on my page yet, but I do want to run this as a little experiment. So I'm gonna see what people think, see if this gains any traction, and I'll come back tomorrow and show you the results. Hello, so it's the next day. I've had this video up on Instagram trial reels overnight, and it's doing pretty good. It's currently sitting at 6,000 views, 228 likes, 2 comments, 9 reposts, and 83 shares, which is really good for 11 hours, but I'm sure it's going to change, so I'll put up here what the final numbers are. And the other thing is that I don't think anybody knows this is AI. So one of the comments says, maybe we should just let the users resize their browser until it's centered, which is extremely based. And then the other comment says, divs are overrated. Honestly, HTML is overrated too. At this point, front ends entirely are overrated, just use scripts with API calls or CLI commands. These are both extremely based comments, and none of them seem to touch on the fact that this is an AI generated video. I think the most telling part of this that I kind of thought somebody would clock is I could not get it to pronounce the word Schrodinger correctly, which is kind of fair. It's a very difficult word. I guess people just forgave me for that. I'm sure somebody will call it out. But for context, the video I posted on Trial Reels right before this, which is an amazing video because it has Claude Code and Kevin Naughton Jr. in it, that video only has like 100 likes. And that's a great video, and that's our real selves. Yeah, this definitely has made me think that maybe the script writing and the concept of the video is driving performance a lot more than I think. Would I do this again? I don't know. I do feel a little personally icky about lying to my audience. Maybe if it was like disclosed, if there was a specific reason I absolutely had to. But I definitely learned a lot in this experience. And I'm already pretty skeptical of every video I see about whether or not it's AI, so I'm definitely gonna be even more skeptical now. Guys, that's all I have for you. Thanks so much for watching, and thank you to the team at Higgsfield for getting me access to your MCP server and for sponsoring today's video in exchange for my honest opinions. If you have any questions about my process, feel free to leave your questions in the comments. I'll try to add as much information as possible to the description.